NIO has been one of the top stories within the electric vehicle industry for the better part of a year. Since first allocating capital to NIO stock at just $3 and first telling my subscribers to go in at $7, it has been a wild ride. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing some major news coming out of the NIO HQ that I truly believe will drastically elevate their shares long term. This is yet another signing in a string of new partnerships NIO is performing to rapidly expand their market share. We're also going to be covering some crucial updates regarding the global semiconductor shortage impacting delivery output, and finally touching on NIO recent AI recognition. Welcome to the show. My name is Nick. Let's dive in. Before we get to it today, Webull is giving out 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850 for free. You can trade before and after hours markets. All you have to do is 1, sign up, 2, open an account, and 3, deposit in at least $100 using the link in my description. This is the last day of the offer. You do not want to sleep on it. Check out our Patreon page for more content behind the scenes under the radar stocks. This also gains you access into our private Discord channel. This is where you can see all of my trades in real time, and the chat is always popping off. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's first start off by taking a quick look at NIO's share valuations. We're still well off all-time highs of $66.99, about 40%, and many investors are now jumping into this play for long-term holds. We are beginning to find some nice support lines, and if you've been following my channel for some time now, you will know that I have personally been holding off from buying shares currently. The past few weeks have simply been too volatile for my own risk assessment, and compounded by the Federal Reserve policies emerging and the uncertainty in the market, growth plays were steeply entwined in sell-off states. Now, growth stocks and tech stocks have appeared to have found some nice stability in the past few trading days. We see NIO once again bouncing off that $35 support line, which it had previously hit on March 8th. This does seem quite resilient. Shout out to all those who were able to buy those recent lows at the $32 level. I do indeed think those levels were a bottoming out. Now we're sitting just south of $39 on the day. We had a nice day in the green, and this actually marks the first time in quite some time where we have seen NIO trading up 2 days in a row. Who would have thought? I am contemplating going in around this valuation if we do see some stability within the next few trading periods. Now, moving into some big partnership news coming out of China. We have seen NIO performing a series of new partnerships, and I think this is going to be pivotal in their continued success as an eventual international automaker. One of my favorite aspects of NIO is their ability to think outside of the box, look for new partnerships, and expand their operations at virtually all costs. We know just how fierce the EV battle currently is within China, and the only way, in my opinion, to emerge from the noise is to expand faster than the rest. NIO has signed a strategic partnership deal with the German powerhouse Metro AG. This is a behemoth general retail business which expanded into China back in 1996, and they now have 97 operational shopping malls within the country. Now, like I said, this is the continuation of NIO signing deals with retailers, and I'll get into why this is so important shortly. Now, you may remember that NIO signed a very similar deal with the furniture retail giant Red Star Macklin Group to jointly construct 60 swap stations back in February. There is also likely a joint cooperation agreement coming between gas and oil giant Sinopec, of which I will provide continuous updates as soon as I catch wind. We also see NIO building stations along the Beijing Beltway highways encircling Beijing. Now, these signings are extremely important for a number of reasons. On a macro overview, we see NIO rapidly expanding its infrastructure as per its word of achieving 500 swap stations by the end of 2021. We also see NIO branding rapidly increasing, with NIO houses now accounting for 233 locations. As NIO rapidly grows and becomes a larger company with more vehicles on the road, the absolute necessity, and I'll emphasize that, necessity of swap stations increases. NIO does not want a situation brewing of long wait times and wait lines at their swap stations, as any negative PR right now could send shockwaves into their valuations. This could be potentially catastrophic for a growth company. Tesla ran into these problems of long wait times at charge stations, and NIO is building off their mistakes, rapidly expanding infrastructure to avoid this exact situation. With more swap stations at highly traveled areas such as shopping malls and main highways comes increased brand recognition and brand equity. This growth in stations is also widening NIO's reach and simultaneously reducing mileage anxiety. This has been stated as being one of the main deterrents from consumers turning towards EVs in the first place. We saw with Tesla that it actually took quite a substantial period of time and a very extensive infrastructure system in place before the exponential growth curve in deliveries began to occur. Once customers feel as though they won't have to drive out of their way to achieve a charge, mileage anxiety is reduced and customer satisfaction is increased. This relates to additional deliveries. NIO recently completed its 2 millionth battery swap at their swap stations, really proving via data that this technology is not only possible, but powering the potential future of electric vehicles. Now, on the note of deliveries, we do know that NIO has run into recent chip shortages. Semiconductor chemistry allows for electric vehicle batteries to operate at higher voltage, ultimately increasing power and efficiencies. They are integral components to the inner workings of electrical conduction. However, with the EV demand recently far surpassing semiconductor supply, the global EV industry has run into a mass chip shortage. We have seen the likes of Tesla, Ford, GM, Volkswagen, and NIO, amongst others, reduce their delivery guidance, sending share valuations plummeting. NIO announced last week it would halt production at its JAC-partnered manufacturing plant for 5 working days, which began on the 29th. They reduced their outlook to 19,500 vehicles for Q1, down from about 20,000 to 20,500. Now, when investing in a company, I take the small details together to then zoom out and paint the overall picture. To use an incredibly sappy analogy, my investment strategy is like a Rembrandt picture, detailed up close and simple on a zoomed out overview. Now, even with this slowdown in production, NIO's Q1 2020 will still maintain an increase from Q4 into Q1 deliveries, which is extremely rare for vehicle manufacturers to accomplish. Vehicle deliveries are exceptionally cyclical, with massive predictable downturns in Q1. A delivery output of 19,500 would still represent a 400% increase year over year. This chip shortage is temporary, and that's important. Chinese sources are implying that supply will sufficiently be able to catch up to demand. However, we will have to keep a close eye on this as it develops. As always, I have you all covered. Now, moving into some interesting news. NIO's artificial intelligence system, Nomi, was named a winner in the Business Intelligence Group's AI Excellence Awards program. NIO launched the world's first in-vehicle AI in 2018, and it has since become a beloved counterpart to NIO vehicles. I do think that NIO's continuation of pouring cash into R&D will pay dividends in the future quarters and years. And we are really beginning to see this play out. We have also seen a very interesting recent push from Redditors setting a $120 price target on NIO's stock. Now, this is a long ways away, but with the rise of meme stocks, there really is no counting out any of these drastic changes. I am paying close attention to the forums. This is simply the world we live in, and really, like I said, this is not out of the realm of possibility. I will keep a very close eye on this. As well, we are receiving the delivery output potentially on April 1st, which is tomorrow, and their deliveries are no joke. That's a terrible, terrible pun. I will have a video updating their delivery output, so make sure you subscribe. Smash that like button while you're at it. Don't forget about the Webull promo, 2 free stocks worth up to $18.50. You can trade before and after hours markets. That can be crucial. The early bird gets the worm. You do not want to miss out on this one, guys. Check out our Patreon page. We have under the radar stocks, more content and behind the scenes, and this also gains you access into our private Discord channel. This is where you can see our exclusive chats. However, if you just want the free version, I will also have that link in the description. Anyways, everyone, I will see you all tomorrow. Take care. Happy trading. Cheers.